Alright, here we have a situation where we have a 30, 60, 90 degree triangle with the long side equal to 50 inches. And we need to find the length of the other two sides. Well, if you look at our characteristic, our general 30, 60, 90 degree triangle, if we say that the short side is equal to x and the hypotenuse is twice as long, and the long side of the triangle, a long leg, is the short leg times the square root of 3. So you notice that there is a correlation between x square root of 3 and the 50 inches. So we're going to set up an equation. We're going to go x square root of 3, x square root of 3 is equal to 50. And now what we're going to do is solve for x. Well, x is multiplying the square root of 3, so to eliminate or get rid of the square root of 3 on the left side of the equation, we're going to do the opposite operation, which is division. So we're going to go x square root of 3 divided by the square root of 3. And to keep the equation, to keep it balanced, we're going to do the same thing or perform the same operation on the other side. So we'll go 50 divided by the square root of 3. Something divided by itself equals 1. So now this becomes x times 1 equals 50 over the square root of 3. And then if I multiply something by 1, I get the thing itself. So we have x is equal to 50 over the square root of 3. Now, it just so happens that in mathematics, they do not want you to leave the radical or the square root in the denominator. So we're going to multiply this through by a form of 1. So we're going to multiply this through by the square root of 3 over the square root of 3. You're asking yourself, why did we choose the square root of 3 over the square root of 3 as a multiplier? Well, the reason is because if you multiply a square root by itself, it becomes thus. This now becomes the square root of 9, which, if you know perfect squares, this just becomes straight 3. So we've eliminated the radical or the square root in the denominator. On top, we get 50 square root of 3. And again, 50 square root of 3. So, in this particular case, then, we can't reduce this anymore. So this becomes 50 square root of 3 over 3. And our hypotenuse is going to be twice as much. So we're going to go 2 times 50 square root of 3 over 3, which is equal to 100 square root of 3 over 3. And we're done with that particular problem. Now, it just so happens, what if I had made this 39 instead of 50? So 39 inches. Well, guess what? Then this would have been 39 square root of 3 over 3. Now, it just so happens, though, that 39 divided by 3 is 13. So we could have simplified this further and gone 13 square root of 3. In which case, if I wanted to find the hypotenuse of this, I'd simply double that. So the hypotenuse would be equal to 2 times 13 square root of 3, which would be 26 square root of 3. Okay? So, depending upon whatever this long leg is, all you got to do is multiply that through by the square root of 3 over 3, and we found our short leg. Double that, and we get the hypotenuse of the 30, 60, 90.